Alright, Core Set 2020 unboxing. Reason why I got this one is for the promo, Rian Angel of Rebirth. This one seems like a really good commander. Seems really good at talking to a lot of people about it, about what they expected for it. Nice and shiny foil. So, flying multicolored creatures you control get +1/+0. Whenever the creature you control dies, return to its owner's hand, beginning the next end step. Seems like another one of those god type creatures to me, I think. So without further ado, let's go and open up this box. I haven't done too many spoilers for this one myself looking into it. Just kind of sad about this set. It had a lot of hype behind it, so I might as well buy a box. So there's all those packages. Mu Yang, Johnny, Soren, quite a bit of the main planeswalkers of this set. Seems like it would be pretty good for them. I'm really excited about the new Mu. That's one of the ones that I've been most excited about. I'm going to pull all these out of here just to start with. Look at all that packaging. Alright. And put that back out there for commons. Alright. Put that up there too. The pre-release this last weekend was pretty good. I had a pretty good couple set pulls. Seemed like a good fun token set, but I like the reprints that they did with a lot of these ones too. It was pretty nice. Alright, first pack. I think I reprinted some old stuff. Rabid Bite, Heart Piercing Bow, Angel Vitality, all the uncommons here. Starfield Mystic. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. That's pretty nice. A rare for that set. The tokens, I love the full art the tokens too. Those are pretty cool. Commons. Some of the uncommons in this set are getting some good hype too. A lot of interesting, one thing I learned from the pre-release this last weekend was a lot of the interesting things that you can do with a few of the interactions. Corpse Knight, unfortunately, did not get the misprint in this one. It was some misprint with the 2/3 on there, unfortunately. Alright, so the next pack. Commons right there. I don't really care too much about the commons, but Tomebound Lynch, nice. Dragon Mage seems like a good one. That's a good cycling type. Nightpack Embusher. A nice big, they did a lot of wolf token stuff with this deck. Or wolf mechanics. So werewolves and werewolves you control get +1/+1. If you didn't cast a spell this turn, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. It makes me wonder if they're going back to the wolf stuff, like Arjun, I think it was, like this one of the old creatures that used to be a wolf, another zombie token, but she was a pretty good. Bloodfell Caves, pretty good commander if you're looking at wolf token generation. Uncommons. So Splinter, Vengeful War Chief, Leyline of Combustion. There's the first Leyline. Reprinting the Leylines is awesome. It's gonna bring a lot of new stuff to the mechanics and everything. I've been wanting to get into some of the Leyline stuff for some time. Leylines are fun. Some of the Leylines are just like, they put it out there and like, ultimately, well, there goes the game. Commons. Uncommons, Overgrowth Elemental. Elementals, a lot of elemental stuff in this set with Chandra. A lot of that stuff is going to be pretty powerful coming up here. Dungeon Geist. I like this creature back with, I had Derevi as a commander for some time. Dungeon Geist was a pretty oppressive card. It was really oppressive in pre-release this last weekend too. Octoprophet, some good card there. Another Empyrean Eagle. Wolf Rider Saddle, that one's a fun one for the Wolf Generation tokens. My first Mythic, Kaikar Wind's Fury. Ooh, that's pretty interesting. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Sacrifice spirit, add red. Nice. That seems fun. The first foil. Ivanhoe Raptor. They built some birds, flying first strike. Not too bad. That's a common foil, so I don't think it's gonna be worth too much, but forest and another zombie token. Getting a lot of zombies tokens in this one. Seems to be a common thing. A lot of people are getting a lot of zombie tokens. Don't see why, because I haven't seen too much with having to do with zombies in this set so far, but commons. Herald of the Sun. Angels. They did a lot of angels in this one. Blood-soaked altar. Pay 2 life, discard a card, sacrifice a creature, create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying. After this ability, you could activate a sorcery. Very good, kind of a good sack outlet, I guess. I can see myself running in something like a Marin type deck or something like that. But the only thing is you can only use it once per turn, so unless you have a way to untap it. It also causes you to discard a card and pay life. So maybe life gain 2. Or if you have tokens you can easily sacrifice too. Villas, Broker of Blood. Another demon creature. Whenever you lose life, draw from that many cards, which is pretty. If you're looking to lose life and draw a lot of cards with it. Uncommon, Season of Growth foil right there. They'd increase the foil capacity. The foil, what's it called? The number of times foils show up and the number of foils out there in this set, which is pretty nice. Also, the change in the mulligan rules. Ooh, Golem. That's a pretty token. Mulligan rules are pretty interesting. They're new for me. I enjoy them though. It's pretty nice. It kind of gives you the chance to, you know, if you go down in a hand, still have a little bit to catch up with it, being able to choose what you discard. Well, Pegasus. I've seen this one before. I like that. It's a good card. Brought back to choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your graveyard. That will put you from the battlefield this turn. Return to the battlefield tapped. It's good if you're trying to get back like enchantments and stuff, because I mean enchantments don't care about being tapped, but it's being permanent cards. Also, if you want to bring back planeswalkers, doesn't have to necessarily be creatures, which is pretty nice. Commons. Prismite was one that by the way, if I had just seen this one, was one that I saw a couple of people play every now and then. It is still a creature for 2, and then you pay 2 to add 1 mana of any color, but then again, if you have like a Soul Ring or something, you can get around that pretty easily. Captain Gyre, Eternal Isolation. This was one that was pretty good. Ooh, the first rare land, Temple of Malady. Ooh, wait a second. That's a good that'd be a good land for like Marin or something like that. I do run Marin as one of my commanders, so that'd be given the ability to scry one when it enters the battlefield. That's pretty nice. Swiftwater Cliffs reprint. I've seen that one a couple times in the past. On to the next one. Still like that K card. That's pretty good. A lot of 3-color commanders in this one. A pretty good set for commanders. Vampire of the Dire Moon. Saw a couple people. Alright, now I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to take care of some stuff. Just put it on pause. So really honestly, this will be a flawless video when y'all look at it, but had to pause it. Alright, back to the flow. Marauding Raptor I was talking about, and the Dinosaur Friend. Creature spells you control cost 1 less. Cost reduction for creatures. Another creature control. When the other creature enters the battlefield under your control, he deals 2 damage to it. The dinosaur whose damage is dealt this way, he gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So a little bit of a combo with what's it called? Wow, I am so blanking. A raptor, when it does dealt damage, create a copy of it. Infinite copies, essentially. Broken. I think they had an addendum to that one. They changed some of the wording or some of the rules or the way that those cards interact. Because I remember seeing something about that one specifically. So I'll have to look that up and update that information. It'll probably be down in the comments down below. Grafdigger's Cage, another graveyard hate card. Oh, I played against this one a couple times, or I can't imagine playing. Sorry, I didn't play against it. Just some people had that stuff out there on the field and we were playing it just to see what it does. I can only imagine playing against that one in like against my Marion deck or whatever. That's just a lot of graveyard hate that I don't like. But I mean, whatever. Woo. It shuts down some of the other graveyard return stuff that is in this set in and of itself. So it's an interesting kind of card that they threw in there. Blood for Bones again. Creeping Trailblazer. Elementals you control get +1/+0. Works well with Omnath. Although, oh yeah, it does red and green. Awesome. Rule of Law. Embodiment of Agonies. Find Death Touch. It gets +1/+1 when it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 card on it. For each different mana cost among non-land cards you can in your graveyard. So, wow. Different mana cost among non-land cards in the graveyard. That's, that could be pretty good, actually. I feel like that one could be a really good card. Definitely more graveyard interaction, and it would be interesting to see the way that one works. Alright, the last pack right here. I think that's everything. There's no cards in any of those. I don't have any packs look like they dropped. I mean, no, I had them all pretty organized. Last pack, sadly, Ironroot Warlord. Very good token generation card, or token deck card. Definitely gets really big really fast. I saw that in one of my decks and when I was working with it. I kind of had a werewolf token deck in pre-release, and that guy got pretty big a couple times. Apostle Purifying Light, hardcover. The enchanted creature has +0/+2 and has tapped, draw a card, and discard a card. Dread Presence. When a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, choose one, you draw a card, use 1 life. Deals 2 damage to any target, and you gain 2 life. Very good for land drop type decks. Feral Invocation, Thornwood Falls, Soldier. Alright, well that's my box. Sadly no of the rare Planeswalkers, but I mean, Cavaliers, maybe I will trade in some of the Cavaliers. Don't need these. I am really happy about my Omnath, Couple of Flames, Kalia, Kaikar, some of the other, all the ley lines. That's a pretty good box, I think. A pretty good box. So I'll be looking forward to doing more of these as they come. I'm going to put this one with the rares right here. They'll do more of these box openings as they come. I did have a box opening for War of the Spark that I did, however, kind of obsolete now. But definitely think this box was worth it. See if these ones end up being, worth it. See if the box was definitely worth it. So, all right, and thank you very much for watching. And if you want to click to subscribe for future box opening videos, a couple other things like aerial photography and video, some of my local stuff that happens in town. Kind of just starting up this YouTube channel, so we'll see what goes with it. You guys have a great one. Play that during pre-release. My second mythic, Kalia. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's that's good. That's all I can say about that one. We're going to top 6 cards of your library. Reveal an angel card, a demon card, and/or a dragon card from among them and put them on your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. Being that, yeah, she's just already, for 3 as a commander. That's put them among them into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. For the top 6 cards, being able to get a pretty big creature. God, this pack is impossible to open. That's and whenever it enters the battlefield, so it'll be one that you wanted to sacrifice, bring back to the battlefield, do some shenanigans like that. Being able to have cost reduction for big creatures like that too would probably be a good thing to have in that deck if you're looking for running it as like a commander or something. I talk a lot towards commander because I am a very big commander player. That's about the only one I play, or one of the only formats I play. But I've liked a couple of the I've played a couple of games in formats like Standard and such. So we got Eternal Isolation, Bloodthirsty Aerialist, Overcome, and the other different types of like trample effects. Steel Overseer, pretty good for artifact creature decks. Evolving Wilds, of course you can reprint Evolving Wilds. I think Evolving Wilds is in most of the core sets. They're reprinted every now and then. Still have yet to get that Moo. Let's hope we get that Moo. I really want that Moo. Wu Yangling would be a very good one in my Jace Commander deck. She's just her ultimate. They did a good job in not making her too broken. Uncaged Fury, Spectral Sailor, Diviner's Lockbox. What's this? Reveal the top card of your library. If that card is the chosen name, sacrifice Diviner's Lockbox and draw 3 cards. Add its ability only anytime it casts a sorcery. That'd be very good in like those what is it? Animatau decks that are out there right now. Surely that'd be a pretty good card for that one. Especially if you can play the cards you draw for free, like with the Omniscience or whatever. Elvish Reclaimer. I had some fun with this one. There's the rare land in this set. Elemental Birds are pretty tokens, by the way. But Elvish Reclaimer I had a lot of fun with that rare land. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice 2. It's also in this set. Can't remember the name off the top of my head right now. If it shows up, hopefully I can show you. But when you get this one, you can sacrifice a land. Go get that one, sacrifice 2 more lands, and there you go. You already have a +2/+2 within 1 turn, and getting a land that taps for 3 off the top of it. Lotus Field. There we go. But yeah, that's good. That was a fun combo essentially with that deck. Johnny's Pridemate. Swamp is my second Leyline. Leyline of Abundance. Leylines are pretty good in this set. Again, I got this second one. Pretty good box so far. I'm pretty alright with this box. Thrashing Brontodon. Brought back some dinosaur stuff. Salvager of Ruin. Salvager of... God dang, I'm terrible at speaking today. I'm sorry. Salvager of Ruin. Choose a permanent card in your graveyard that always put it from the battlefield and return it to your hand. So returning things, permanents from the graveyard to your hand is the effects again. Aerial Assault. Meteor Golem. This is a fun one. For 7, and as an artifact creature. Yeah, I kind of had some mixed feelings about this one when I first saw it. A while back. I don't remember which set I saw it in, but I actually have played against it a few times and I actually really like it. Knight of Ebon Legion. Vampire Knight. Good for some Knight decks. If a player lost 4 life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So if you're like draining for life, that'd be pretty good. Blood for Bones. That's one that I played against a couple times this last weekend too. It was pretty good. It worked getting big creatures back for cheap too. Just trading creatures, especially have like tokens and everything that you can sacrifice out. Uncommons, commons. Chandra, first Chandra Planeswalker. Uncommon Chandra right there. This set that they did around here is it's pretty interesting. Being a blue control player myself, like for instance, a Blood of Tears. Return all non-permanents to their own hand. You return 4 or more non-token permanents you control this way. You may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. So like returning everything like the Omniscience on the field, return everything to your hand and put Omniscience right back on and then just dump your hand again. Sure, I'm going to take that any day. It's a fun one. But yeah, being a control player, like when reprinting Chandra and being, you know, just shutting down a little bit of control, it's going to be interesting. I've talked to a couple people and I've been wanting to build a Chandra, what's it called? Tribal, essentially. And a lot of people seem to be wanting to do that with this set, just because of how many things they have with that. Commons, uncommons, Flame Sweep, Angel of Vitality, Retributive Wand. Deals 1 damage to any target, is put in the graveyard, it deals 5 damage to any target. Nice! Glinthorn Buccaneer, some Minotaur Pirates, going back to some Minotaur Pirate stuff there. Good for discarding cards to stuff. A couple of Chandras out there do that, so it's pretty. A couple of Chandras, a couple of the other red effect cards out there do that, which is pretty nice. Being able, when you ever discard a card, so if you discard like 7, he's going to deal like 7 damage in one part. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the way I see the mechanics working with him. He'd be pretty interesting if you're looking at discarding a lot of cards. And the Vampire Dire Moon, Season of Growth, Devout Decree, Leyline of the Void. Next Leyline in my box. All right. That's pretty nice if you're looking for graveyard effects. Actually, a very good graveyard hate type of card because of a treasure. Because of like running Marin decks and things like that out there. I won't like playing against that one, but I mean, Legion's End. Exile target creature opponent controls and ready to cast 2 or less, and all the creatures that player controls with the same name as that creature. Then that player reveals their hand and exiles a card with that name from their hand. I played against this once, and yeah, it was being able to exile a lot of creatures just all at once, especially if it's like tokens. That's a pretty good token removal. Another Chandra, Fencing Ace, another Bloodsoaked Altar, and all the commons, of course, right there. Legion's End is kind of a, yeah, it was a pretty good card. And if you have a lot of be a good card in like what's it called, in standard or modern, even when you have 4 of the same card, then you can just, you know, get rid of them all in one fell swoop. Uncaged Fury, Manifold Key, untap target artifact, pretty nice. Or give it something unblockable. Field of the Dead, this is one I did not know. Into the battlefield tapped, add colorless. When Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under your control. Another land. Wow. You control 7 more. If you control 7 more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. If you're running like a multicolored deck, that'd be like a 5-color deck. That'd be pretty easy to do. Don't know how effective it might be, but we'll see as people do more, have more fun with it in this set, and more things come out in the upcoming weeks. What it does, I might get some use out of it even. Commons. God's Willing. Gain protection of the color of your choice. Nice. And then there's one out there that taps and makes something a certain color or colors of your choice, which would be pretty nice. Masterful Replication. Choose to create 2 colors gone artifact creature tokens. Choose target artifact you control. Each other artifact you control becomes a copy of that artifact until end of turn. Well then, that's that can be pretty good in certain cases. I see it as a case card. Just kind of keep it onto it. Being that it's an instant though, be able to do that at instant speed is yeah, that could be pretty good. Especially when you have like you want to overpower somebody with artifact decks, artifact creatures and everything, being overrunning them without like just swinging all out, that could be good. Uncommons, Unchanged Berserker, Voracious Hydra. Played against this one a couple times myself, a couple of times also. I really like that card. It's yeah, when you could double the number of counters on it. And you have something like a Doubling Season, or even was it Pier or was it Toothy? One of those two. Whenever you put a +1/+1 counter, you put an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So put when it enters the battlefield, it enters with X +1/+1 counters on it, and then it's going to enter with double the X +1/+1 counters on it. Oh god, that could get messy. Enters with X +1/+1. Say that the X is 5. Well, enters with 5 + 1, or 5 plus. Yeah, put +1 more on there. I'm gonna say that's Toothy. No, that's Pier. Because Pier's the green one. Duh. So it enters with X +1/+1 counters on it, +1. then you double it with that, so it's going to enter with 6, double 12 enters with 24 counters on it. Boom. That's, yeah, that's a nasty card. That could be, yeah, that can be fun. Elemental Basic Land, Commons. I'm just not opening these in any certain order. I'm just opening them as I guess. Scar of Ages, nice. Disfigure, Thought Distortion, Temple of Mystery. Ah, nice rare. Not too bad so far, not too bad. Still no major Planeswalkers other than 2 Chandras, but, I mean, those are going to be come in handy, I guess, in certain cases. Always helps to have multiples of a single card, too. Meteor Golem, Veil of Summer. Wow. Draw a card if an opponent casts a blue or black spell this turn. Spells you control can't be countered this turn. You and permanents you control can hexproof from blue and from black until end of turn. I wonder if you cast this one and it would be able to be if this one would be able to be countered in of itself, being that it says if an opponent has cast a blue or black spell this turn, and spells you control can't be countered. So can this one itself be countered? That's interesting. Cavalier, my first Cavalier, Cavalier Flames. These are some. This is one card that I saw, and I'm just gonna interrupt myself. A foil Elvish Claimer, nice. But this was one of the Cavaliers I saw. I really liked what they did with the Cavaliers too. It's gonna be interesting to see what these end up doing. Enters about discard any number of cards and draw that many, so it goes back to the discarding effects. When it dies, it deals X damage to each opponent, and each player's walker they control X is the number of land cards in your graveyard. So you can even just discard land cards with that and make it yeah, that's pretty good. Whew. I don't see myself getting too much use out of it. It is 5. However, in Commanders, that's pretty easy to do. If you're running a mono red deck, I mean, just... Oh, yeah, that's, I can see that being useful in, like, a Neheb style deck. Like, yeah, that'd be pretty useful. Commons, uncommons, Flavor Sweep, God's Willing, Vengeful War Chief, Temple of Epiphany. And, alright, what am I doing? There we go. Grab the pack, not the stuff in the box. Going through these pretty quickly now, seeing some repeats of stuff. Commons, Colossus Hammer. Yeah, that's, I've seen a lot of broken stuff with this lately. Just, you know, just Infect has a new friend, I heard. That's one that I saw, you know, it's just so stupid. It's just so stupid. Leyline of Anticipation. I am happy about this one. I am happy about that one. Yeah. I've been wanting the Leyline of Anticipation. It's definitely going in Jace. Definitely going into my Jace Commander deck. I'm gonna have to find room for it, find a place to put it, but oh, whew. Yeah, that's a fun one. Being able to cast anything as though they had flash, like, yes. Oh, your Siege Breaker. This is my second one I got one in my pre-release. Ooh, Animus All-Seeing. Dysfunction. Flying, draw 2 cards and discard a card for 2 blue and tap. Whenever it deals damage to an opponent, you may reveal your hand. If the cards with at least 6 different converted mana costs are revealed this game, that player loses the game. Yeah, that's just dirty. That's just dirty. It's fun, but it's just dirty. Oh boy. Alright, I'm actually pretty happy with my box. This is pretty good. This is pretty good, you know? Commons. Portal of Sanctuary. This is one I don't know. Turn target artifact, target creature you control, and each aura attached to it to its owner's hand, only during your turn. Alright. So if you want to save something. Leyline of Sanctity. You got all the lane lines, I think, in this box. I'll have to go through them and double check that again, but I think I got all the lane lines. I'm going to pause here and double check that. White blue, black, green, and there's red. Yeah, got all the ley lines in this deck, in this pack. Not too shabby. Not too shabby of a box whatsoever. Alright, just still looking for that huge pull. That huge pull is get that rare Moo, that rare Chandra, something. That just... I got the Omnath. Yes! Omnath being reprinted. I heard a lot of positive things about this, and I'm actually really excited for this too. Oh, that's a good... I might have to build an elemental deck now. Alright. I'm telling you the control. Wow. That's, yes! I'm excited about that one. Pretty demon token. I am excited about that. Got some, got 5 mythics in this box so far. That's not too bad. I know, 4 mythics, not including the buy box promo. So that's pretty good. And I still got a nice stack of packs left. Commons. Another Veil of Summer. Renowned Weaponsmith. Heartpiercer, Vile Dragonfire. Vile Dragonfire is pretty good that they reprinted. Scuttlemutt was fun. I played him a couple times. Good for, you know, another mana rock that's also a creature. This also give you protection. That's the one I was talking about, giving, making something a certain color. Temple of Triumph. I wonder how much these temples are going for. They don't interest me too much, but being that they have that good effect of being able to scry one when they enter the battlefield. Useful tool land. Another Colossus Hammer. Wolfrider Saddle. Yarok's Wave Crasher. And then Elemental, nice. Chandra's Regulator. Got the Regulator. That's being able to copy abilities of planeswalkers. Just game over type stuff. I mean, there's some, like for instance, being able to give your elementals you control +4/+4 until end of +4/+0 until end of turn. Just, or adding 4 red, like mana ramp things. That's just with this Chandra. I don't remember the other Chandras off the top of my head, but like the things they could probably do with those would just be even crazier. Elemental Drake. Cavalier of Night. Nice. Another mythic right there. I'll go to read that one in just a second. Elemental, like that they reprinted that. Diamond Knight, used it a couple times. You could buff it up real well if you have like multicolored stuff too. Forest Crab, Jungle Hollow, reprinted. Alright, Cavalier of Night. This battlefield may sacrifice another creature. When you do, destroy target creature an opponent controls. The sack outlet here when it enters the battlefield. Or just if you have tokens to sacrifice again. Lifelink as well for 4/5. And then it dies, return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So sacrificing it itself would be pretty useful. You can see. I don't know how much that Ocean Claimer is. I really like how I got a foil rare here. That's pretty nice. Good thing with the increase of the foil occurrences. Commons, another Ogre Siegebreaker, Brineborn Cutthroat, Flash. When you cast a spell during your opponent's turn, put a +1/+1 counter. Nice, like if you have, like the ley line that you have. Moldervine Reclamation. Whenever a creature you control dies, you gain 1 life and Jog. Ooh! God's going in Marin. That's going to be a good one for Marin. I mean, I run off of a lot of sacrificing creatures and everything. And I also have the one where you look at the top 3 cards. Whenever you draw a card, replace that draw by looking at the top 3 cards, choosing one, putting the other 2 in your graveyard with a lot of shuffle. Yeah, that's with a couple of cards like wow, I am by blanking names of the cards. But when it hits the graveyard from your library, shuffle your graveyard into your library. Yeah, that can be some fun stuff with that card, especially if I can do damage when drawing cards. Hanged Executioner. With enters battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token. We can exile target creature too, which is pretty nice. Coming down the last 5 packs here. Alright, commons. Gravedigger reprint, pretty nice. Light of the Masses. Rule of Law. Rule of Law being a reprint from an older set. I like this one. Gives a nice little white control, lets you set the pace of the game, think ahead, plan things. It's pretty nice. And if you have like being able to cast things instant speed on other people's turn, that gives you open mana too. Wake Root Elemental. Untap target land you control. It comes with 5/5 element creature token with haste. It's still a land. Brightwood Tracker. Not too bad. Alright, give me 1 second. Negates. Reprints. Portal of Sanctuary again. Risen Reef. This one was one that I saw a lot of hype about. Kind of a broken uncommon here. Really, I'm glad I got one actually. Mask of Immolation. Red elemental creature token. Sacrifices creature deals 1 damage to any target. Nice. Rotting Raptor. More dinosaurs. Some dinosaur friends. And the Chandra Awakens Inferno emblem.